A seismic trade is unfolding, big league magic in the works for L.A. Rumor has it the Dodgers are finalizing a blockbuster deal with New York, sending a high upside arm to Gotham in exchange for a roster shake-up weapon. Imagine the strategic dominoes this move could topple: rotation depth refreshed, bullpen recalibrated, and a fresh wave of reinvention just in time for the stretch run. But what's really on the table? Who's coming back in return? And what does this mean for the depth chart moving forward? This could be the defining trade of the deadline: bold, calculated, and potentially franchise-altering. Stay locked in, because in just moments, we're digging into every angle that matters and what this move signals about the team's championship blueprint. Before we dive into today's explosive Dodgers news, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an update on MLB trades, breaking rumors, and every curveball in the league. Now let's get into this wild Dodgers-Yankees story that's got everyone talking. Alright, baseball fans, we've got ourselves a potential blockbuster brewing that could shake up the National League and send shockwaves through the American League at the same time. The Los Angeles Dodgers and New York Yankees, two of the most storied franchises in all of Major League Baseball, may be in serious talks about a deal that centers around none other than Dustin May. That's right. The flame-throwing right-hander who once represented the future of the Dodgers rotation could now be on his way to the Bronx in what insiders are calling a successful trade framework nearing the final stages. Let's break down what's happening behind the scenes and why this could be one of the most important trades of the 2025 season. First off, Dustin May is no stranger to hype. Ever since making his debut, he's drawn comparisons to some of the game's elite pitchers, thanks to his electric stuff, unique delivery, and ability to generate insane movement on his fastball. But the elephant in the room has always been health. May's career has been slowed down by injuries, most notably Tommy John surgery, and while he's shown flashes of brilliance, he hasn't fully been able to string together a consistent, healthy season. But when he's on, man, he's electric. And teams around the league know it. Now, why would the Dodgers entertain moving a guy like Dustin May, especially to a team like the Yankees? Well, that's where things get really interesting. The Dodgers are in full win-now mode. They've spent big, built up a deep lineup, and are looking to reinforce their postseason rotation with veterans who've shown they can stay healthy down the stretch. With the trade deadline fast approaching, LA is looking for impact players, particularly in the bullpen or at the back end of the rotation, and they're willing to part ways with long-term pieces if it means improving their October chances. Sources close to the Dodgers front office suggest that May's name has been floated in multiple conversations, but the Yankees have emerged as a surprise frontrunner in recent talks. Why the Yankees? Well, their rotation has been hit hard by injuries and inconsistency. With Garrett Cole returning to action, they want to build momentum and stabilize the rest of their staff. And let's not forget, the Yankees are desperate to break out of the postseason funk they've been in for years now. Acquiring a talent like May who has ace-level potential could be the jolt their staff needs. Here's where it gets even juicier. Rumors are swirling that the Yankees are willing to part ways with some major league-ready talent in exchange. Some whispers even include Clark Schmidt or Everson Pereira being on the table, and maybe even some high-ceiling prospects from their deep farm system. From the Dodgers' perspective, they'd love to cash in on May now before any more injury setbacks potentially derail his trade value. They also know their player development system can quickly retool whatever young pieces they receive. There's also the financial aspect of all this. The Dodgers have been aggressive in free agency and trades over the past couple of years, with massive deals involving stars like Shohei Ohtani, Tyler Glasnow, and Yoshinobu Yamamoto. They've built a roster that's stacked at the top, but they know they'll need cost-controlled, young talent to maintain balance, especially if they're thinking long-term sustainability. A trade with the Yankees could net them exactly that, either a controllable major leaguer or a set of high-upside prospects who could step in within the next year or two. But back to Dustin May, let's talk about the type of pitcher the Yankees would be getting if this deal goes through. When healthy, May has some of the nastiest stuff in baseball. We're talking about a fastball that sits in the upper 90s with movement, a wipeout slider, and a sinker that makes batters look silly. He's got the tools to dominate in the postseason and could thrive in a change of scenery. In New York, he'd be surrounded by a strong defense, a huge spotlight, and a front office that would give him every resource to stay on the field and succeed. Pairing him with Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon could give the Yankees one of the most intimidating right-left-right combinations in the American League. Fans of both teams are already taking to social media with mixed reactions. Dodgers fans are torn. Some don't want to see May go, especially with his upside, while others believe this could be the right time to sell high. Yankees fans, on the other hand, are mostly thrilled. They know the risk with May's injury history, but they also recognize that elite arms don't come cheap, and this could be a gamble worth taking if it pays off in October. Now let's look at how this deal could impact the playoff picture if it happens. For the Dodgers, moving May might create a temporary hole in the rotation, but it's expected that they'd immediately use the return pieces or another trade to shore up that spot. There's talk they may use the assets from the Yankees deal in a flip for someone like Jack Flaherty, or even target a bullpen upgrade like Mason Miller if Oakland decides to sell. LA isn't just playing for division titles anymore, they're gunning for rings, and every move is calculated with that goal in mind. For the Yankees, adding May would signal that they're all in, that the front office is serious about ending the drought and building a championship-caliber rotation. Even if it means giving up young talent, they'd be doing it for the chance to finally get over the postseason hump. And remember, if May stays healthy and performs, he's under team control for a few more years, meaning this wouldn't be just a rental. Also worth noting, Dustin May is reportedly open to a fresh start. Insiders have suggested that he's not unhappy in LA, but he recognizes the Dodgers' depth and understands that his role in the rotation isn't guaranteed, especially with the arrival of stars like Yamamoto and the resurgence of Bobby Miller. In New York, he'd likely get a more stable role and possibly even become a key face of the franchise's pitching identity going forward. There's also the clubhouse angle. The Dodgers are known for a strong culture, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made to maintain harmony and focus. With May's uncertainty, the front office might feel that now is the best time to move him while avoiding future distractions. Meanwhile, the Yankees would be banking on their medical staff and development system to help him unlock his full potential. This deal, if finalized, could be a classic win-win, or it could backfire big time for either side. It's the kind of bold move that defines franchises and reshapes seasons. And with the trade deadline looming, both teams know they can't afford to sit still. As of now, sources say the framework of the trade is in place, with both sides negotiating final pieces, including potential cash considerations or conditional player options depending on May's health. So, buckle up, baseball fans. This trade has the potential to go down as one of the biggest moves of the season. Whether it's a brilliant gamble or a risky misfire remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, if Dustin May ends up in Yankees pinstripes, it will change the entire landscape of this year's playoff race. And if the Dodgers get the right pieces in return, they'll continue building their juggernaut roster for another deep October run. That's all for now, but you better believe we're going to stay on top of this story as it develops. If and when the